So once you have a better understanding as to where you sit within the marketplace, who you're competing with, and you're starting to put those pieces together as to which keywords would be important to focus on in order to take market share away from your competitors, you're going to want to create some sort of project, whatever SEO tool that you're using, create some sort of project where you can track these keywords and just really dive into the details even further. So one of the first things you're going to want to try to determine when you do create a project and start tracking these keywords more closely is, where do you want these results to come from? So some companies are going to perform really well in specific states. So for snhu.edu, you can see in the upper left here, so I'm just going to stick with snhu.edu. They probably perform a lot better in New Hampshire than they would in Florida or California. Sometimes that's really important for companies to focus on. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Maybe you want to know how you're performing nationally. You might want to know how you're performing on a desktop versus a mobile device. The competitive landscape is going to change based on where you're getting the results from. So make sure you just kind of determine what area of the country is it important that you should focus on. So you can see here, I have it tracking on a desktop nationally, but you can click this little down arrow and I could go into a local desktop in Phoenix, for example, or I could go on a smartphone, an Android phone in San Francisco, and then the results are going to change. So just make sure you kind of determine which area that you want to focus on. And then what you'll want to do is you'll want to actually categorize your keywords into different groups. Because you'll notice, especially if you're looking at your entire website, the competitive landscape is going to be very different based on which keywords you're tracking. So in this situation, this is a project that I've built for SNHU. You can see here I have it split up into, this is just an example, so I have graduate degree programs, I have undergrad programs, I kind of have just like a general section here. I also have certificates, and I have associate degrees. And this is basically looking at the overall SEO visibility for these different sections. And so what you can see here is I'll just look at undergraduate degrees. I'm going to come in and it says specific degrees or degree specific. Then I can go into and look at law, and I can look at criminal justice, for example. So if you look at the right-hand side right here, it says competitors. These are the competitors for the overall domain. What you'll notice here is when I click into this, so we're going to go to criminal justice degrees. And I click into that, and you see that the actual competitors just completely changed, right? And so this is going to be very common for your site as well, is that the competitors really might change quite a bit. There could be situations where they don't, but a lot of times they do change a lot based on the keywords that you're focused on. So it makes you kind of create a certain kind of tagging structure that allows you to really segment and differentiate your website based on whether it's intent or whether it's just the category of keywords that you're focused on. So that's really important to do. This is looking at just SEO visibility. In our software, you can also do it for share of market. So visibility, again, it's really just going to be how likely it is for you to receive organic traffic. Share of market is a little bit different. So that's going to be the percentage of first page clicks that you're getting. So the graph looks a little bit different for share of market. There's other areas within this suite here you can see that are important that you can look at if you want to look at share of market. So this is just a section we can look at based on tag. We can see who owns the market for those different sections. So this is just going to show the top 5 competitors. We can expand it if we want to. But you can see here basically for the different tags how some of those keywords change. You can see Wikipedia is up there a lot as one of the top ones. But you can just see kind of who owns the market share for these given terms. So play around with that a lot within your website. Load up a bunch of different keywords, segment them into areas, look at what share of the market that you have, look at your overall visibility, how that's trending, and you can use that data to start to kind of dive in a little bit deeper into certain competitors you want to focus on, and then really start to kind of hammer out maybe which keywords that you want to focus on as well.